All right, guys. So in this video, I'm going to teach you ICT's 9:30 a.m. Judas swing. Now, I know a lot of you people may think that this model doesn't work. And yes, in reality, the original version of this model has a not a very good win rate. But in this video, I'm going to teach you a secret technique, a secret tip that you can use with this strategy and you can make its win rate skyrocket. All right. Now, before we start, if you can hit the subscribe button, I would highly appreciate it. This is what people would charge like $1,000 for. All right. And I'm giving it away for absolutely free. So before 9:30 open, right, what you have to do is on the 15-minute time frame, you have to mark out the most recent low and the most recent high. All right. So this would be the most recent low, and this would be the most recent high. Now, the original strategy tells you that you look for a purge, then you look for a market shift from the 1 minute, then you take your entry. Well, that has a low win rate, but I'm going to teach you a technique that you can use to skyrocket the win rate. So the secret is 9:45, and hear me out, all right? So when you have marked out the swing low and the swing high, and then you have marked out the 9:30 open, right? This is the 9:30 open. From 9:30 till 9:45, from 9:30 till 9:45, price must take out either the swing high or the swing low. So in between this time period, this is very important. So you have the 9:30 open marked out. You have the 50-minute high and low. You simply drop down to 1 minute time frame. All right. And you have to look for liquidity sweep before 9:45. All right. So the 50-minute candle that opens at 9:30 and closes at 9:45, that candle should take out the high or the low. So let's assume that the high is taken out. Right? Very simple. You have the high taken out. Now you're looking for a market shift on the 1 minute time frame. You're simply taking an entry and you're going for 1 to 2, or you're targeting the opposite side, liquidity. All right, guys. So here is example 1. Looking at NAS 100 on the 15-minute time frame, and I'm looking at 9:15, right? So now I want to mark out my most recent low. So this right here is the most recent low, and this right here is the most recent high. So now I'm waiting for price to take out the high. And over here, you can see at 9:30, right? So if I go to the 1 minute time frame now, you can see that the high was taken out before 9:45. The high was taken out at 9:34. So that's what we want to primarily see. Now I'm waiting for a displacement with a market structure shift. And just around here, we have this and we have this break of structure, right? So now I'm waiting for a FVG formation. And just around here, what do we have? We have a fair value gap. Now this is our draw on liquidity, right? So now this is going to be my entry. Stop goes right above the high. And I'm going to go for 1 to 2, or we can hold till here. So let's see how this plays out. So we get a tap. And look at how beautiful the delivery was. So now, all right, guys, so here is another example, and you can see that at 9:15, I've marked out this low. So this is just a recent low that was formed after the 9:15 candle. 9:30 candle. So this is the 9:30 candle. Now the 9:30 is going to open, so we're going to have to look for a sweep. And this is the most recent high. So if I go to the 1 minute time frame now, right, we are at 9:30, and exactly at 9:30 we swept the liquidity, so that is perfect. So now we're waiting for a market structure shift, right? And just around here we got it. Now over here we have a fair value gap with auto block, so this auto block is going to be our entry, right? The original auto block, right, is actually these consecutive bearish candles because these swept in liquidity. But since we have a fair value gap here, I'm going to use this as our entry. And this is going to give us a refined entry, right? We're going to put our stop right below this low. And we can target this level over here. Although I would always go for 1 to 2, but then sometimes you're going to target this level. So let's see how this plays out. So we get a tap. And the price plays out for a lot of time, right? It consolidates around here, But then later on, you're going to see that price hits the take profit level. So that's how the algorithm operates. All right. And this is basically how you can improve the win rate of the strategy. You got to be patient, right? I'm not going to lie. You have to look for these setups. They're not going to be there every single day. But in each week, you're going to get 3-4 setups, and then you can take these trades. Let me give you guys a couple of more examples. All right, guys. So here is another example, and you can see that at 9:29, I have marked out the recent high and the recent low. So now here are some key things that you must know. Now, since a lot of people may have left the video already, they missed this information. This is very crucial. Listen, if before 9:29, if the low is swept but the high is not, then the setup becomes invalid. We must have both of these unswept, all right? Because the algorithm must have sell side and buy side at 9:29. Then it's going to sweep, and then it's going to sweep that level. All right. So essentially at 9:30, price primarily want to double sweep. All right. So it's going to take out buy side, sell side, and move towards its original direction. So this is very important. So now at 9:29, you can see that I've marked out the recent low and the recent high. So if I drop down to 1 minute chart, let's see if price takes out the high, and price takes out the high at 9:36. So that is perfect. We swept before 9:45. And we're going to wait for a shift in the market structure. And you can see that we got a shift in the market structure. And you're going to see how well this plays out. So the take profit level was hit. This is our auto block. Essentially, this could have been our entry level because this is the low. Price swept the liquidity, right? We also had a tiny fair value gap that was already filled. But this would have been the best entry here because you can see that we would have gotten around 4 RR. So you can see the power of this strategy, guys. Like this is literally it could be your bread and butter. All right. You do not need daily buys. You do not need so many like complicated stuff. You do not even need ERL or IRL method for this. You just gotta use this model. And if you are extra patient, just use the premium and discount zones on 4-hour time frame, and that's gonna set you up for success. Let me give you guys one more example, and then I'm going to end the video. Okay, guys, so here's the last example. At 9:29, I'm marking out the recent low, and we also have the recent high over here. Now, if I zoom out a bit, you can see that we have this significant liquidity pool over here. So we should keep our eye on this as well. So if I play the next candle, you can see that we swept this liquidity, the recent low, and also this significant liquidity, right? So now if we go to the 1 minute time frame, right, what we're looking for is a market structure shift, and it will be from this level. So let's play this through, and you can see that we got a market structure shift, but there is no fair value gap in this leg. So what we can do in this case is go to the 2 minute time frame and see if we have a fair value gap. And over here, we can see we have this fair value gap. So this is a different example, so you must learn from it. Stop goes right below the low, and we target this high over here. So let's see how this plays out. We get a tap, and the take profit level was hit. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate you watching this video, and please hit the subscribe button. Look at the information, look at the value that I'm providing, guys. Like, at least if you're new, just hit the subscribe. You're not going to regret it. And I'm going to release something like insanely good very, very soon. If you are following me on Twitter, you must know what I'm talking about. All right. So see you guys next weekend.